In 2026, real estate presents an incredible opportunity that just wasn't here in the years in the past. What used to take 60 plus hours per week, we can actually get done in an afternoon now. I'm talking about an hour or two a day. So it is more realistic than ever to treat real estate like a side hustle and actually make full-time money. So if you're new here, my name is Matt Beard. I have a community called No Fluff Real Estate where I work with hundreds of investors, showing them this exact framework and how they can implement it to get the results like I'm getting. So when it comes to the topic that we're talking about, this is all that I do. So the first step in making full-time money on a part-time basis is I want to go to the people that have the biggest checkbooks. I want to find the folks that are buying properties in my market. I want to network with them and I want to figure out exactly what they're buying. There's two places you should look to find these checkbooks. I would, number one, go to local Facebook groups. If I was in Atlanta, Georgia, I would go to Facebook and go to Atlanta Real Estate Investing, and I would join that group. Once that I'm in there, I would make a post and say, hey, I am finding deals in the greater Atlanta area. I would love to link up with end buyers so I know exactly what you're looking for, and I would love to bring deals your way. What you're gonna get is you're gonna find other deal finders just like you. Be like, yeah, send me what you got. All they're gonna do is pass that deal on to their buyers, which is called daisy chaining. You would ideally like to avoid that altogether. You would like to find folks that are like, yep, I'm actually buying, I'm on the title, I buy these properties and I flip it. Those are the folks you want to get connected with. And Facebook groups is actually surprisingly really good at doing that. The other place you could look is InvestorLift. InvestorLift.com, you can log in, create a free account, and you can see people in your local market that are posting deals. All you have to do is click on their ad, click on the deal, call their phone number, and say, hey, I saw where you posted 123 Main Street. I'm finding deals too. I need help finding buyers for them. Would you be open to potentially doing a joint venture and we'll split the deal half and half if you can connect me with your end buyers and tell me if I have a good deal or not? See, the reason why we start here is because once you know what people are looking for, it makes everything faster and much more simple. Imagine yourself like if you're in the luxury watch market. If I know exactly what someone's looking for, I know the type of watch to go find, and I make a middleman fee in between. But if I start by just buying really expensive watches, I don't know if it's a good price. I don't know if there's anybody who actually wants it. That's the fastest way to losing money and wasting time. We don't want to do that in real estate. We start with the buyers first, and those are the two places you want to go. That's where you find the checkbooks. So if we're looking at this as a part-time basis, I would spend my first week, my hour or two a day, going in and doing exactly those two things, networking and trying to get connected with buyers and figure out and get a solid idea of exactly what they're looking for. And then that tees me up perfectly for what's going to happen next. Step 2, once I have a good idea of what people are looking for, I am then going to go find folks that are actively in deals. I'm not going to go try to call homeowners and ask them if they want to sell. That would take forever and it's very costly. Instead, what I do is I work with gatekeepers. These gatekeepers are realtors. They have opportunities get sent to them day in and day out. In fact, 90% of homes that sell in any given market, they go through realtors. So why not network with them and be their garbage man or garbage woman? Give me the stuff that you don't know what to do with. Give me the weird situations, the stuff that you got to sell off market. Your homeowners need to sell quickly. They have a tenant in place that need to be evicted. All the weirdest situations, those are the ones that you're looking for because that gives you the highest likelihood of getting a good discount. And most of the time, those properties sell and they never see the market. So the general public never know they even happen. So what we do in order to actually find these people is I use a tool that I've built. I call it Deal Generator. Now, Deal Generator has AI integrations that does all the heavy lifting for me. We start by reaching out to these gatekeepers via text for a few reasons. Number one, it's cheap. And number two, it's the most common mode of communication that realtors. In fact, a study done by NAR said 94% of agents' preferred mode of communication is text. So why not just meet them where they're at? So let me show you how this actually works. Okay, so this is Deal Generator. This is the hub where all the magic really happens. Because with AI, I can actually have it do all of my outreach, respond to all of my leads, and the only place that I need to go to whenever I'm spending time in my business is the leads that actually could potentially turn into a deal. I'm gonna give you a real example here. So for example, Mr. Antonio, I'm not gonna give his last name, the rest will be blurred out here because of YouTube terms and conditions, but check this out. Inside of Deal Generator, Antonio is a gatekeeper. So we started sending Antonio messages, some variation of, hey, do you have anything that we could potentially look at? I'm looking for something that needs TLC, looking for a fixer-upper, something along those lines. And as you can see, the system sent Antonio quite a few messages and he never responded. But this all happened through automation. I could just set it and forget it. Didn't have to worry about it. Now, after about 6 outreaches, randomly, he responds back to, do you do deals in the Banning area? From here, my bot recognized this conversation and started going back and forth, asking qualifying questions. Things like, do you have anything? Keep us in mind if you do. And he said, I do. I have a home that needs work, but I want to know how much you would offer for it. At this point, my bot knew to tag this as a tier 3 because we know this is an opportunity, but we don't know if he's going to give us an address yet or not. So when someone gives us an address in our system, it labels that as a tier 1, like, Matt, we need to call this person. This needs to be the part of the people that you call today. So it went back and forth still because we don't know if it's a lead or not. It asked another question, like, can you share some details about the property, like address, current conditions, any major updates needed? He then went and shared an address here for this property in Banning. He said it needs a lot of work. The owner's passed away. They don't live in the home. It needs a roof, it needs air, it needs heating, sink and kitchen got clogged, kitchen cabinets, everything basically. And the bot said, hey, thanks a lot. That helps a ton. Is there anything else major we should know about it, like foundation, plumbing, etc.? And he said, water heater needs to be replaced as well. I said, okay, well, thanks so much. We're definitely interested in taking a closer look. How will we do a walkthrough? And again, just went back and forth. This entire conversation done with AI. Really cool. And once we've gathered enough information here, the bot then knew, like, this is a tier 1. Let's figure out if he has an asking price. The bot asked, do you know if the seller has a price range in mind? He said, well, if the price is right, they'll sell 14 days ASAP. And then I said, great. Any ballpark number they would be happy with? And he said 250K-ish. And at this point, the bot finished the conversation and said, awesome, thanks for all the details. Our acquisition team will review everything and reach out as soon as possible. And he said, great, we have other people looking. At this point, my bot knew that once it moved it over to my tier 1 column and it knows this would be something that I would call today when I spend time in my real estate business, it then ran a quick property analysis. It told me more information about the property. It says the estimated value in this property is actually $350. So that means our offer needs to be somewhere around $176 to $211. Now this number is always low for a reason. ARV, which is the after repair value for a home, whenever we're buying ugly houses, we like to try to figure out how much could it be worth at the top end. Like if we fix it all up, what could it be worth? So I have my AI go out and get me some comps and it runs a low end, hey, this is a very conservative number what this property could be worth. So by the time that I hop in my system and I call Mr. Antonio, I already kind of know where my numbers need to be because the AI did all the heavy lifting. I need to call and see if they would take less than 250, but we're not too far off. Let's see how flexible they are. That is the power of being able to work this part-time. You guys, we used to have to spend hours and hours and hours filtering through leads, going back and forth with conversations. I texted them. They took 2 hours to text back. Then I have to go run my property analysis and numbers. It would take forever. Now, within an hour, I know the right leads that I should work on. I know the ones that are off market because when it comes to working with gatekeepers, we don't want to do the on MLS deals. I'm looking for off market, ugly, and asking prices under the Zillow's estimate. That tells me right there, we have a motivated lead. So in this case, they're already asking $100,000 less than a very conservative number. It is worth my time to pick up the phone and call this person. So step 3 is going out, taking this lead that you get from the Antonios of the world and giving them over to your checkbooks. And you say, hey, I have an opportunity here. It is off market. What would you be willing to pay for this? After I figure out that number, I then call Antonio to see where they're at in the process, and I negotiate the deal to be lower than what my checkbook is willing to pay. The most average deal finder fee is somewhere between 15 to 20 grand. You do this once a month and you're making more money than people who went to school for 8 to 12 years. Crazy. And this opportunity is there for anyone. So being successful in real estate in 2026 is not going to require you a ton of time, and it's not going to require you to spend thousands of dollars trying to find these people. It is more realistic now than ever to actually start making some headway. And guess what? Once you start getting really good at finding deals, that opens the door to all types of avenues in this business. For me personally, this was the one skill that has led me to being where I'm at today. Because I was able to find deals consistently, it made my income very consistent and has been the sole driver for everything that I've been able to do in my real estate career so far. And I know it'll be the thing that continues to keep me going in the years to come. So go out there as a deal finder, go find those checkbooks, go work with the gatekeepers, and go do some deals. And if you need help along the way, we have a free real estate community over in Skool called No Fluff Real Estate. I hope to see you there. Bye.